Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have the Facebook up and I have YouTube up and running. All right, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? I'm Keno from STEMwithKeno.com. I think we probably have some new people in the room, and just to recap, this is for, and I mentioned this or I posted this on the Facebook page. Um, this particular video is for United States Army ROTC cadets and WAFT candidates, which is the Warrant Officer Flight Training Program. So there's two different paths that you can get into United States Army Aviation. You can either go to ROTC, actually I guess three paths. So you can go through, you can get commissioned through ROTC, and you can go to Army Aviation that way. You can get commissioned through the U.S. United States Military Academy, West Point. So yeah, there's a couple ways. You could get your degree and then go to an officer training school, or you can go through the Warrant Officer Flight Training Program, where they call it high school to flight school in the United States Army. So basically what I do is I prepare people for the exam. I've been doing this for over 10 years. I've been doing this since the test. It wasn't always called the SIFT. Before that, it was called the AFAST, or some recruiters will refer to it as the FAST test. But at any rate, a little bit about my background. I am a certified instructor, certified by the Federal Aviation Administration, and basically I am here for you guys. If you guys have your test prep books and you're preparing for the SIFT, this is the place where I'm here every Saturday at 2 p.m. and I'm here to answer questions. In a lot of aspects, I think that the test is unfair. I say that a lot because you guys aren't pilots. And there is a lot of, in the Army Aviation Information section, there's some things that you need to know as far as the way helicopters work, the aerodynamics that go into the operation of a helicopter and things of that nature. And so this is kind of where we level the playing field. So first off, I'd like everybody to please hit 1 if my audio is coming across, my video is coming across well. If you can hear me, I have like a little fan on. I like the fresh air, so I crack a window, I'll put a fan in and stuff like that. No use of, burning like extra electricity. I like the fresh air instead of air-conditioned air. Okay. I see John in the building, and just let me know where you guys are from. I see R's in the room. I see Scotty Flo in the room. Okay, John's checking in, and yeah, John is going to be he's going to be taking the SIFT really, really, really soon, and I really have great expectations for you, John. You worked really, really hard, and I think that you're going to do very, very well. You're on the path to doing very, very well, and I think at this point, say like John, for instance, he's done some one-on-one instruction with me. We've gone through every aspect of the test, well, almost every aspect. We haven't done a whole lot of reading comprehension, but as far as the mechanical, the math, and the Army aviation information, John he's really a sharp kid. And I'm not calling you kid because I'm older than you, so hey, I'm an old man, and so I can call you kid. All right. So, I'd like to know where people are from. If you are from an ROTC unit, I'd like to know what unit you're from. And if you're going through OTS, or if you're trying to get into the Warrant Officer Flight Training Program, I'd like to know. Let's see here. Let's get this window up. So basically, what we do every week is we will go through something historical. We'll go through something. Hold on, because I got to make sure this. Okay, it is down. The volume is down, so we don't get feedback. So every week here at SIFT Weekly, or the Standard Instrument for Flight Training Weekly, which is the name of the test. We call it SIFT for short. But what we do here is we go through something um, historically. We hit on a aeronautical topic or aviation topic, and then we go into um, questions that you guys have. So I told you guys that I was going through a timeline, and if you are following me on Facebook, which you guys, it'd be nice if you. I know that everybody does not have a Facebook account, so primarily this was supposed to be a Facebook situation, but then my YouTubers were coming back and they're like, "Dude, we don't have Facebook pages." So you will get the most out of it if you do have Facebook, because you can take your test prep book, and as you're going through it, you're going to come into contact with questions that you don't understand, namely in the mechanical, math, and the Army Aviation Information section. So how you get the most out of this is you bring your book every week, you ask questions, and I answer them. I've been in aviation for over like 20 years, long time. And so I've seen a lot of things, and I'd like to share, a lot of my experiences with you guys as well, if they are kind of related into the test prep aspect of things. And, I guess that's all we have for now. I'm going to go into the, let me refresh this page. We're going to go into the Facebook page, and I've posted some things here, and you guys are all young. I remember when I was a kid, my dad was a big fan of this show, sitcom. I guess you could call it a sitcom, but it was a show. And I forget whether it came on every day or once a week or something like that, but it was called MASH. All right, and MASH refers to the United States Army's Mobile Army Surgical Hospital. Mobile Army Surgical Hospital. Correct me if I'm wrong. But in the beginning of, and what I've done is I've actually posted the intro video to that show. It's on the page as under MASH intro. And basically you can watch that, but there's a helicopter. Because historically I wanted to just touch on some, different types of helicopters and aircraft that were part of United States Army aviation history. And I believe it's Mobile Army Surgical Hospital. You can look that up, you can Google it. Matter of fact, I may as well do it now, because I don't want to give you guys bad information. MASH Hospital. Okay, so that's what it is. Mobile Army Surgical Hospital. Okay, the Mobile Army Surgical Hospital, or MASH, refers to the United States Army Medical Unit, serving as a fully functional hospital in the combat area of operations. The units were first established in August 1945 and were developed during the Korean War and later conflicts. The term was made famous in the novel, movie, and television series. So not only was it a television series, but it was also a movie. The United States Army deactivated MASH, the last MASH unit, in February 16, 2006. The successor of the MASH, or Mobile Army Surgical Hospital, if I can pronounce it right, is a combat support hospital. So I guess they went from MASH to CSH. But anyway, I went into MASH, or I didn't go into MASH, but what I'm saying, I went into this and I chose this as a topic because historically we saw some helicopters, Army aviation helicopters, and the first, the helicopter that was in MASH in the intro, let me pull this up, was, or is, what you will see in there is the H-13 Sioux. All right. The H-13 Sioux. And notice a lot of Army helicopters have they have Army, they are named after Indian tribes, like the Apache, and Chinook. The Chinook is a helicopter, the Apache, the Huey. Well, not all of them, I don't think. But you can see on the Facebook post, you can actually see the helicopter, the H-13. This is a OH-13, and it was most notable. Like sometimes you look at like an Apache or a Huey. There's some characteristics about these particular aircraft that you can't mistake it for another one. If it flies over, if it flew out my window right past my window, right now I'll be like, oh, that's an H-13. And one of the most notable things was you had the welded tail boom, and you could actually see the construction. It wasn't like a cover, it wasn't covered in fabric like a lot of helicopters. Wasn't covered in fabric or metal. And if you look at the picture, you can actually see. I think these are like this is something like a cantilever. If you guys ever seen a cantilever bridge, you can see kind of like the triangle construction in there and everything like that for strength. So it's lightweight, but structurally strong. And you had what we call a soap bubble cockpit. Now, with the MASH hospitals on the skids, you actually had these little tubes, clear, I guess, plexiglass tubes where you could actually slide injured soldiers in there, and you can get them back to the hospital. So they could, shuttle their injured personnel from the combat theater. Well, the hospital was in the combat theater, so I would think the forward part, or the forward line, or the forward area, and then back to the MASH hospital and stuff like that. So this was, and I'm assuming from what I've read and a little bit of the research that I've done, you could see that this was probably a workhorse, shuttling soldiers back to the hospital from the forward area of the, combat zone. So the H-13 Sioux. All right, the H-13 Sioux, and I want to just do a little. Not you, buddy. So many windows. How about you with Give me a second, guys. Yeah. All right. So. Okay. So here we go. The Bell H-13 Sioux helicopter was acquired by the Army in 1946 as an adaptation of the Bell commercial model 47. It was the first Army aircraft named for an Indian tribe, a tradition that is still used. The H-13 was the primary helicopter used during the Korean War for all tasks: wirelaying, liaison, reconnaissance, and training, but most famously for medical evacuation, or what we call medevac, as portrayed in the TV series MASH, named for Mobile Army Surgical Hospital Units, the designation of the medevac flights in Korea. While the Army and Air Force designated this helicopter as the H-13, the Navy and the Marine Corps, who eventually purchased over 200 of them, knew it as the HTL. At the beginning, and that's for you Navy guys, because I know we get a lot of Navy guys that kind of come or bring math and mechanical questions to this live stream. So while the Army and the Air Force named it with HTL, okay, at the beginning of the Korean War, the Army had 56 H-13s in its inventory. The B models and 4 older YH-13 Y's prototype. All models were used widely by the helicopter detachments. In the early, I'm sorry, I got distracted by a little text message I got. In the early, lost my place. In the early 1960s, at the beginning of the Vietnam War, the Army had 861 H-13s in its inventory. Although more advanced helicopters were the primary platforms in Vietnam, the H-13E Sioux proved useful as an observation helicopter for the cavalry, infantry, and air assault divisions. The H-13 series featured the Bell-designed short-weighted gyro stabilizer bar at 90 degrees to and beneath the main rotor, an innovation that increased stability and safety of the aircraft. Early models had open cockpits or sheet metal cabins, but the most common model, the H-47G, introduced in 1953, has the familiar full bubble canopy, welded tube lattice. Okay. One of the most popular light utility helicopters ever built, the H-13 Sioux was produced in 20 different configurations with model numbers ranging from A to T. So when you talk about those model numbers, let's take let's say the UH-1, there's an A model, then there's UH-1B, and then a C, and then a D. Like the F-18, there's A, a B, C, D. So when you get that configuration or model number, it's probably an upgraded version. The commercial equivalent Bell 47 was used in 40 countries, with production from 1946 to 1976. In the U.S. military, the Bell H-13 Sioux was superseded by the more advanced OH-6 Cayuse light observation and the OH-58 Kiowa. All right. Yeah. So you can see a picture of that, and like I said, this is a part of our historical. We're going to be going all the way back, like I guess the Korean War, and then coming up through Vietnam. So historically, we're going to talk about each and every helicopter and the United States Army's arsenal and their history and stuff like that. So these are some really, really good things to know, because if they come up with, the H-13 was used in what war? Well, the Korean War and the Vietnam War. And they might ask you, well, was one of the helicopters that replaced it, could be a possible test question, the OH-6 Alpha. Now it's called Cayuse Light, and I'm gonna put this on. Matter of fact, the Bell was superseded. All right, so I'll put these, because in 1968 and 69 they started phasing them out, and we'll put this on the YouTube channel and the Facebook channel, so you guys can actually do your own research. All right, so we're dropping this on Facebook, bang, and we're dropping this on the YouTube channel. All right, so you guys can do your own research. And why aren't you? There you go. And can you paste? Okay, very good. All right, got enough room. Okay, so you guys can see this, the OH-6 Alpha Cayuse light, Cayuse light observation helicopter, and the OH-58 Kiowa. Now look at those letters, O and H. These are aircraft prefixes. O, or phonetically Oscar, means observation, and H means it's a helicopter. If it was the AH, that would be an attack helicopter. If it was a CH, it would be a transport helicopter, like your CH-53. So, yeah, guys, whoever's new to the room, if there's anybody in the room, press 2. Anybody new in the room? On the YouTube, I see Quanisha. Thank you. Congratulations on passing your test earlier this week. John, you're coming up behind Quanisha. Now, Quanisha did take the aviation selection test battery, and you are taking the SIFT, but congratulations anyway. Nuclear Popsicle Stand, welcome to the room, welcome to the room. All right, anybody new on the Facebook side of things, please hit a 2 for me. And we welcome you, because this is what we do. We want more people coming to the channel, because there are a lot of people that don't even know about this live stream, and they don't know that there's a place where I'm looking at this damn question and I can't figure this question out. So let Keno have at it. Would they ask about fixed wing models? I've received debriefs where they go into a little bit of light, basically what relates to both aircraft and helicopters, like the 4 forces of flight. You're going to need to know that. You're going to need to know that there are subcomponents of drag, i.e. parasite drag, induced drag. I guess we can put this in our aviation side of things, coming out of segueing from the history. I would be familiar with ground effect and effective translational lift and translating tendency, auto rotation, things of that nature. Um, and I would be familiar with these things because they have come up in debriefs. Um, Most people are not prepared for this test. Number two, you only get 2 times to take this. Do not, I repeat, do not let your recruiter, if you guys are WAFT guys and the warrant officer strength managers are going to get upset with me. Shout out to Chief Medina. Um, and Chief, this is what I mean. You only get 2 times to take this. And a lot of recruiters are saying, oh, you only get 2 times to take this, you better study. Well, I'll just come in and take it and see how you do. Now, I don't know if that's a U.S. Army mindset or whatever, but, my thing is know them before you go. Hey. Was that I'm a recruiter? Are you a recruiter, Scotty Flo? I'm fit. Let's get that for you. Okay. Grabbing that information for you now. Now, I'm not going to BS you and act like, okay, I know what I'm fit means. I know what I've heard it before, and there was a acronym that we used a long time ago called I'm safe, and it's probably related to that. I'm safe. So this is something like a little checklist that a pilot can use, and I'm sure I'm going to do some research, and I should have this by next week. And guys, please remind me, because I have a lot of stuff going on. But I'm safe. Illness, medication, stress, alcohol, fatigue, emotion. And I'm pretty sure that I'm fit fits into that scenario, or not that scenario, but that type of category where it's a mental checklist where you go, okay, am I ill? Am I stressed? Have I really had a stressful day? Alcohol. In the commercial airlines, we say 8 hours between bottle and throttle, which means you should not be at that throttle, or I would even say on duty. And me personally, I would actually give myself 12 hours. I would give myself 12 hours between maybe having some drinks and then getting to the aircraft and pre-flighting or showing up for duty. Because you don't want your head foggy. You want your head to be clear. You have to think. You have to get in an aircraft. You have to monitor that aircraft. You have to monitor systems. Not only that, you have to listen to communications. And then you have to watch out for other aircraft and see what they're doing. And if you're in a training environment and you're going to have solo students and stuff like that, you're going to have to just be on point, so to speak. And you don't want to be sitting there with a hangover like, oh my God, man, I drank so much last night. And you're sitting in the cockpit like, really? Then you don't want to do that. You don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to hurt the aircraft. You don't want to hurt other people. So, that's just really like a safety thing. So I'm fit. I will have that for you guys next week. Because there's a lot of trolls. And anytime I say something that might be a little off, they're like right there, oh, look, he made a mistake. I don't like giving you guys bad information anyway, or inaccurate information. So a lot of times what I'll say is according to my research. And so that could be, boom, it's according to my research, what I researched. Okay. So basically, that will cover, we'll let that cover the aviation topic and stuff like that. I really should start using like a outline or something like that. And mentally, my outline is the historical, the aviation, and then answering you guys' questions. Now, any ROTC cadets in here? And Scotty Flo, did you answer my question? Are you? Yeah, you are a recruiter. Okay, cool. Well, look, send your, okay, you just seen, I'm fit, I'm safe, I'm ready. Okay, so it's okay. I've heard all these at one point or another while looking into the SIFT. Yeah, it's just a personal checklist. Um, and then there's other ones, like you have tactical risk management. You have to look at the man, the machine, the environment. Okay, man, machine, environment. So that I'm safe would be the man, pilot. I'm saying man as the mankind, not like I'm being male chauvinistic, because there are male and female pilots. Okay, okay, PAVE. Okay, we got more acronyms coming out, but um, albatross. I just saw your message. I don't know what that means, but okay. So, tactical risk management, man, machine, environment. Okay. The man, I guess the I'm safe checklist takes care of the man or the pilot, he or she. The machine, okay. How familiar am I with this machine? Am I checked out? Am I type rated in this particular aircraft? And then environment, okay. What's the weather like? Is it cloudy outside? Is it foggy? When's the last time I had an instrument approach? You know, when's the last time I've flown in actual instrument meteorological conditions? So these are things that pilots ask themselves when, you know, we jump into these machines and we take off or lift off. It's SIFT day, so helicopters lift off. So, you know, your instructors will embed or ingrain these. In my training days, it was I'm safe. Illness, medication, stress, alcohol, fatigue, emotion. Your emotions. You don't want to be all, you know. What I used to do was I tell my family members, like, okay, well, you know what? If you have something bad to tell me, don't tell me in the morning. And I don't care how tragic it is, tell me at the end of the day. So at least if I find out some crazy information about, you know, friends, families, loved ones, or whatever like that, then at the end of the day, I'm told, and then I can at least try to attempt to get a good night's rest or sleep on it or have some time to come down to decompress from the crazy news or whatever I heard. So my family members have always, you know, kind of known that about me over the years. Don't tell me when like, yo, I got like a 3-leg trip and I got to think about a loved one dead or passed away and I got to have that, take that up into the sky with me. Not cool. Not cool. And you guys, when you're in training and stuff like that, I encourage you to tell your family members, look, don't don't tell me at the beginning of the day, because something could be so depressing or it could affect you so bad, you know, and then then you might just scrub the mission, the trip, or whatever you're doing, because it just might be too much. Okay. If you guys need tutoring and most of you guys are not ready, you're not. I'm sorry. Over 10 years, I met 3 people. Been doing this for over 10 years. I met 3 people that just were ready to take this test. Most people are not. And the trouble areas are the math, the mechanical, and the Army aviation information. So we answer what we can here. And, you know, most people need one-on-one tutoring. Most people do. You know, it's sad because a lot of people don't realize they need help. And in a lot of aspects, you know, people do need help. Like, oh, you know, I'm gonna do fine, and then boom. Because I get a lot of guys that I've been watching your videos for years, but I took the test, I didn't get that great of a score, and so now they're on my doorstep, which is okay. I'll get them squared away. Hell, was it earlier this year? Someone took the test. They took the test last year on their own. They just bought like 4 or 5 books. The books alone are not going to do it. You need to learn test taking strategy, and you need somebody that's familiar with this test to guide you and mentor you. But yeah, last year a guy, he took the test, he studied on his own, and then after he did that, he did not get the score he wanted. He took it with he trained with me. He got a 17-point jump in his score. 17 points. That's huge. So I know what I'm doing. So now he might know what he's doing. He might, you know, have a little idea what's going on in this testing situation. You know, I might know a little something. Okay. And yo, ask Scotty Flo if you have applicants or potential recruits that are having problems with the ASVAB, they can bring questions here too. No matter what live stream I'm doing, you can bring ASVAB related questions because I don't have a particular ASVAB day. I have a SIFT day, I have an ASTB OER day, and I have an AFOQT day. Now maybe I may come up with an ASVAB day. I don't know. It's probably going to happen because I have like my FAA pilot applicants are like, man, what about our day, man? You need to do something for us, and then you start the channel. It's like my AFOQT channel. It's just like not a lot of people know about it, and so it's kind of like a little discouraging a little bit. But I know if you just keep at it, you know what I'm saying? You just keep at it, more people will come because they'll hear about, hey, you hear about this guy? Yo, on YouTube, on Facebook? Yo, you're getting ready for that test. Yo, check this guy's channel out. So, questions. Questions. My Skype hiccups sometimes. It just goes blank. I'm like, yo, what happened to you? Skype is like, yo, all right. That is, really... Okay, make sure you check out last week's, whether YouTube or last week's SIFT Weekly. We got into a lot of good aeronautical stuff, a lot of good, okay, if I can pronounce it, a lot of good aeronautical topics. Got a lot of good topics. It was pretty cool. Um, we went deep last week. So make sure you guys check that out, whether on YouTube or Facebook. Everything's on the channel, and it's more of a timeline fashion in reverse on Facebook if you are connected on Facebook. And then I guess for YouTube, you're just going to have to go back and look. But it was definitely, I'll tell you the date. It was on the 9th, May 9th, the day after my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom! Mama! I saw that in a movie. And I do that when I'm outside. I'm like, Mama! Yeah. Have fun with it. Also heard and seen your debrief a question about pulling a yo-yo and which direction it would go. All right. Well, are you asking a question? You saw the debrief, so I think that was Lars's debrief. Yeah, so check that out. Applicant experiences a 17-point increase. That's on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube, and I think you can find it on Facebook as well. Because that's like the debrief process when people take the test and then they come back. Hey, Keno, I saw square roots. I saw exponents. This is what I give my guys that I tutor and train. That's what I give them. Like, it's like over 10 years of debrief information. So I have a good grip. I got not a firm grip, but I got a kind of like it's right there. Like this bottle's like, right there. I don't have it. I'm almost there with the full grip, but and we'll get there. We'll get there. I did a lot of research, a lot of data, a lot of people coming back, a lot of people debriefing over the 10 plus year period and stuff. And that's what I give to my people that hire me to prep them for the test. And that's why my guys do really, really well. And if you want to do well, hit me up. You want to do well. I sound like, if you want to do well, hit me up. I am going to see how useful I can make Instagram. I'm gonna start, it's like inevitable. You don't want to be a dinosaur. You're gonna have to start hitting these social media networks. And yeah, it is what it is. And We are on Twitter, and I need to update a lot of things there. Questions, 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 people. Ask, ask, ask. Check your channel. It's a check right question. You mentioned OAC prefixes. What does M stand for? The M stands for, I'm not really sure of any M prefixes for aircraft. All right, let me, MH6. MH6. Okay. Well, helicopter is the H part. I see AH6, which is an attack version. The MH, originally based on a modified. Now, that could be modified. This aircraft is modified some type of way. That's good. Oh, boom. We got it. M stands for Special Operations. MH. MH stands for Special Operations. So that's good. We actually come up with a new prefix. Okay. What? Okay, and I will actually put this on the Facebook. Okay. So you can be an MH6 or OH. You can be an MH helicopter or OH, which is Special Operations Helicopter, MH, or OH, Observation Helicopter. All right, so we're dropping that on. And this is cool. This is why we do this, because people ask questions. Do I know everything? I don't claim to know everything. Never said that. I know everything about the SIFT. Find the video. My trolls be like, I saw him say that. I know, he knows everything. He said that. Never said that. But I know about 93%. You know, you guys know I'm going to talk my junk. That's what I do. I have fun with it. I love doing this for you guys, man. Just coming out here, doing the research, answering questions. And, I don't know everything. So, sometimes I'm going to have to look up things. Yeah, Tom's on that. He's all over that. The little bird. However, why must you keep the cycle pushed to the left until you gain positive forward speed? Ours, that may have something to do with gyroscopic precession. May have to do something with gyroscopic precession. I see the question you just posted. And that's a good question. I'm going to have to look into. All right. So, yeah, M is Special Operations. And see, this is the group synergy that that we get when we come here and we ask questions. And people may ask questions that I may even thought about talking about, like the MH6. Okay, I wasn't even aware of that prefix, and now I am. So it's like we're both learning. There's a synergy between all you guys coming here and me, and I'm just talking and leading. This is like a guided discussion. We talk about the aviation stuff, we talk about the historical stuff, and then you guys ask questions. It's a beautiful thing. It's a win-win. Alrighty. All right. I'm trying to make sure I'm tracking all these questions. Because, if it was just one channel, it'd be easier. Like when I used to just do YouTube, I had only one screen to look at. And as you guys ask questions, I was just boom. I might go to pull an image to talk about it. But what I like about the Facebook thing is I could actually smack it on the, questions on the, what do you call it? On the page, I can post it, and you can actually see what I'm talking about. All right, so this is a skill. John comes up with an absolute value question. All right, so I can do that. Example with two answers. Yeah, I can do this question real quick. You guys, and especially for my people that come here, this is where you guys kind of get your money's worth. It's like a free session. So the absolute value of Victor plus 8 minus 5 equals 2. Now, first of all, the absolute value is going to yield 2 responses. And these 2 responses are considered to be a solution set that we can plug in here for V. And that will be the answer. So you won't just get one answer, you'll get 2 answers. The first thing is the 5 has to go to the other side. We need the absolute value by itself. The absolute value is greedy. Like, no, I need my space. I want to be alone. So 5 has to go to the other side and it becomes positive. So we'll have the absolute value of V plus 8 equaling 5 goes to the other side and becomes 7. So now we have 2 different questions. The first question is V plus, that looks more like a U. V plus 8 equals 7. And V plus 8 equals negative 7. Okay. When 8 goes to the other side and becomes negative, in that case, V will be equal to negative 1. When I might have said V, but when 8 goes to the other side and becomes negative, 7 and negative 8 is negative 1. And when 8 goes to the other side and becomes negative, 8 becomes negative, and then V is equal to negative 15. All right. Now, we can replace negative 1 and negative 15 in here. And this is why we call this a solution set. So the way that it will look like on a test is negative 1, negative 15. Now, if it said negative 15, negative 1, it's the same thing. They're just telling you that these are the 2 guys you can plug into here, and it will equal 7. Now, you say, well, all right, well, Keenan, if we plug negative 15 in there, the answer will be negative 7. Well, it's considered to be equal to 7 because absolute value doesn't care about positive or negative. It only cares about numbers of units. So even if it's a negative 7, because negative 15 and positive 8 is a negative 7, but since it's within the absolute value container, it's in the container, so it's considered being equal to negative 7. Now we take a negative 1, plug it in there. Negative 1 and 8 is 7, and 7 is in fact equal to 7. So negative 1 and negative 15 is the solution set to this math problem. Folks, hit 3 if you understood that. Hit number 3. I want to make sure everybody in the room understood that. Because I don't teach for 70% of the room. I like everyone in the room to get it. Joe, I see you. My brother, I see you. Quanisha, John, Nuclear Popsicle Stand. That is a hell of a tag. Nuclear Popsicle Stand. That's awesome. Drew, I don't know. How'd you get that name, Nuclear Popsicle Stand? I'm kind of in my head thinking missiles, popsicles, like, I don't know. But that's a cool ass name. Joe, I see you. Geometric art. Where are you from? Are you preparing for the SIFT? John? John's going to bring us back to the score now. No pressure, John. John, it's all right, bro. No pressure. But I can't wait to do your game handle. Okay, I can't wait to do your debrief, John. John's a sharp dude, y'all. I'm telling you, he's sharp. Wisconsin. Aren't you guys known for cheese? I remember I flew into Wisconsin. Where was I in Wisconsin? Milwaukee. And I remember some guy, I was getting a crew car going, and I think that you guys are a big cheese state. I've got like 2 flight practice hours. With an instructor, I'm okay. All right. Yep, cheese everywhere. Hey man, I know y'all mad. I think, are you guys mad at your governor? About this damn place? They are not playing at that Capitol, man. I'm not supposed to tell them it's political, but they are not playing. They're like, look, I think she put together some weird law, like, okay, well, you can't take your boat into the water and go fishing. But you could, oh man, but you could go out in a canoe or something that it's kind of less safe because they flip and stuff. And I think that she wants the law enforcement to, I'm going to leave that alone. This is not a political channel. But yeah, it's getting real. Man, I was like, yo, they are not playing out there. And they're like, oh, they're practicing their right to carry all that out there, man. Shout out to the people in Wisconsin, man. You know, hopefully, never mind. I'm not going to say it. This is not a political channel. I'm going to leave that alone. Okay. But, yeah, Geometric Art, I hope you're safe out there. And, yeah, there's really not much we're going to get done in 3 minutes. But, guys, Smarter Everyday Channel has some good topics on gyroscopic possession and other physical problems with helicopters. Thank you, Art. Yeah. Guys, get your books. Get your books. I can't believe I gotta beg you guys for questions. This is crazy. I mean, unless you guys know everything there is about to know about, yeah, you can hit me on Skype, Geometric, at KIENO.THOMAS. -5 first, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, you guys can hit me on Skype. You guys can take photos and drop them, and I can represent them or put them back up on the channel, you know. But you guys, I don't know. We got 2 minutes. I'm gonna post a photo on Facebook concerning a distance, rate, and time problem. Oh, let's do the birdie. Yeah, and if you guys can't nail these type of problems in less than 2 minutes, my target is 60 seconds. But if you can't do this in 2 minutes, you know, let me just give you some examples of types of problems you could potentially face on the SIFT. But you guys are not ready. 172, 210, King Air. I have some King Air time. We got like 300 to 500 hours, somewhere like that. I used to fly with a company that had a contract with the organ donor program. That is an awesome gig. We used to fly body parts and medical teams. We say body parts like heart, liver. Sometimes doctors, and the doctors, man, like heart doctors, they love to like talk about their work because it is fascinating. Like how long I think the liver can be out of a human body for 8 hours and still be good. I think the heart can be out of the body for like 6 hours. But what this guy was telling me, or the surgeon was telling me, after he connects all the plumbing to the heart and everything like that, to get it going, he just kind of gets the heart in a fixed position and he kind of just taps it. And then it just starts pumping. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, okay, new heart. Okay, we got it pumped up. You got them all connected, all that and everything. They just kind of tap it. My dad is a pilot, and I got a little spoiled. That's weird. That's really weird. Most people, like me, I think, knowing what I know now, I remember when I was a kid. And shout out to Captain Samuel Williamson. That gentleman that I'm speaking of, Captain Sam Williamson, he introduced me to aviation. And I know this is going to go a little bit in overtime a little bit, but he introduced me to aviation. And he was always looking for kids that were interested in aviation. And there was a program called the Civil Air Patrol, which still exists. If you're in high school, or if you guys have relatives that are in high school that may be interested in aviation, the Civil Air Patrol is a great program. And here's my next guy calling me. So I'll finish this story up next week. But I thank all you guys for coming in, showing up. And as you can see, I gotta go. We got another guy preparing for the SIFT hearing. So please like, subscribe, share on your social media networks, and let your recruiters and people in your unit, if you're ROTC, let them know about my channel. Because although you guys, although you guys, and that wasn't a diss, Thomas. I just wanted to get this point across. So, look, I will see you guys next week. Next Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, like you did today. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming out and supporting the channel. Tell a friend. We need more people. And even if somebody's like in their private pilot stage and then they need rotary wing information about aerodynamics or whatever, send them here. It doesn't just have to be for the SIFT. This is for, I guess, all rotary wing related type stuff. But the primary purpose for this channel is the SIFT. All right. And thanks for subbing, Geometric. I see you. Thank you very much. So, to my YouTubers, peace out of here. And Facebook will be next.